everyone, welcome to SkyPi News, and boy do we have a lot to talk about from this last week. There were 5 tornado outbreaks totaling 39 tornado reports, so it's been nuts this little bit. So we got, let me pull up the summary reports from here, because we've got reports starting up here in South Dakota and North Dakota and Minnesota apparently. And then we have this big 15% day on Sunday, and then we had a bunch in Illinois, and then more in Kansas and Oklahoma, and even on a 2% day, we had, let's see, how many? 8 reports, even one little rogue one down in Texas. And so, yep, that's it for our tornado report. So, Amber, what do you have for the rest of, because I've only been really paying attention to this news here, so.
Yeah, Pi is a little enthusiastic about tornadoes, but we also have some pretty awesome updates from the La Palma Volcano that continues to erupt and continues to shake the earth over there. Plus, we have all forgotten about the Icelandic volcano, which is also super impressive. And in Colorado, I hear a hint of snow, maybe 2 to 6 inches.
No, we ain't getting snow. It's still summer.
Tonight.
We haven't even hit the full solstice, but
you all can put in your guesses on how much snow we'll get. It'll probably be nothing.
Sure.
Anyway, we'll see if we even get to that because of all your tornado content.
Oh my goodness.
Really...
It took so long to find it all, to find damage surveys. Damage surveys sometimes are just a pain to find. So I've got several of them in there, so that'll be fun to look at.
All right, well, we better get started. We'll be here for a while if we don't.
Yeah, no kidding. So Free Spirit says an EF4 hit Texas yesterday? Man, I have not quite found the damage survey from that. Hopefully it's out there. I might be able to...
Yesterday.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what he says. I haven't looked into it personally, but we'll check it out. All right, let's pull up the first one here that triggered these storm reports here. And so... starting on the first day, there was 5%, kind of a last-minute forecast. Everyone was already focusing on the storm reports from, or the upcoming tornado reports from up there. But yeah, so we've got a National Weather Service damage survey from up here on October 9th. So there's just an EF tornado that was up there, but what we're going to talk about is the South Park Rapids. So this was when a lot of the tornado reports, this was like at the end of it. So this was like at 10:35 p.m. So Amber, if you can read the summary in there from the National Weather Service, yes. I'll be pulling up the...
Northeastward moving, boy, they're calling it the quasi-linear convective system, developed in northeast South Dakota and tracked across portions of extreme southeast North Dakota. Do you ever wish we live a little closer to the Dakotas?
I don't miss the snow that they get up there. Definitely not.
We used to live closer in west central Minnesota and in the southern portions of northwest Minnesota. The system produced a variety of downburst winds, surface squalls, and several occurrences of vertically elongated squalls, which were sustained as brief tornadoes. Rainfall was also notable, with several locations receiving more than an inch of rain. The summary is this tornado touched down to the south and east of Highway 71 and Crocus Hill St. Roundabout. They got it down to a roundabout. That's impressive. It tracked first to the northwest and across Highway 71. It talks about a church property and the northward along an alley. I can't believe they get this specific. Isn't this your dream job, Pi, to go and write down exactly where a tornado hit?
This one doesn't have it.
Down to the roundabout and the alley. The tornado uprooted several mature spruce trees, and it tore out Highway 71 road sign and it deposited it in a hedge. Oops, poor hedge, about 50 feet away to the southwest. It tore off several large metal roof panels off of a church, and the debris loading wind impact snapped one wooden power pole. Additionally, roofing panels and side panelings were torn off automobile dealership. Ford dealership. So that was on what day did you say? Sunday?
This was Saturday. So the 9th. Yeah. Here
Saturday
we go.
Night. I
Here's
guess
the
it says here.
dealership there. So this one did not even have a tornado warning, but if you look at this, so we've got the Lingerwood tornado over there. Let's see, where is Lingerwood? That may have been the one that I was just zooming in on. So let me pull that up under Google Maps to see which one that is. So Google Maps here, the Lingerwood tornado. Okay, so that was in South Dakota. So I don't think that's in this graphic. It depends on how much work the offices are willing to put into the damage surveys. So this KMZ file, this does not.
I mean, they got it down to the roundabout, so that's pretty specific. Or the alleyway.
Yeah.
Who talks about a tornado going down an alley?
This was it. There's that storm report right there. So from this one. So, yeah.
Oh, look, it's a big tornado.
Yeah.
I would think that would just go down an alley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sorry, that's
ooh, here's an earlier radar loop before the one that I downloaded here. So we actually have some in-laws that live down here in Ortonville that would have been a little bit close to this, though I haven't heard anything from them, so it must have just been a thunderstorm for them. But yeah, so
it's the upper part of a low pressure system. There you go. Yeah, I was like, there's a low pressure system around there somewhere.
Yeah, so we got like one little tornado report, but there's a big gap in radars over here. Let me pull up. The radars are nope, I don't have that pulled up behind you. Let me open up radar scope and show you guys that there's a big radar gap up here. So this is where the tornado was. So that explains why there wasn't a warning up here. But yeah, like one little tornado report here in Park Rapids. So let me pause it here. And Hubbard County Sheriff's Office reported possible tornado damage in Israel Park Road just west of Highway 71. So they didn't report, there wasn't a report until after there was damage initially. So, and we're gonna look at the radar here, but it's so far away, there's not a whole lot to go off of. We've got a lot of range folding noise in here.
What's the reflectivity look like? There it is.
Yeah.
The range folder, those nice purpley circles.
Correlation coefficient, you might be able to see something. I don't know. This is really high in the atmosphere. So, I mean, there is kind of like a shadow on the correlation coefficient. And so this could be it. That could be debris from it, but it's really hard to tell because there's other points in this radar loop where you see like these shadows going through. So that's...
Could be something with the radar site itself, maybe?
Yeah, I don't know.
Something that's blocking it.
Yeah, so that's pretty tough to gauge there. And so that was the one that did the most damage from earlier that day. So we've got this here to show some of the earlier tornado reports. So yeah, this was all happening when everyone was getting excited for Oklahoma.
Yeah, someone like you. So why weren't you in Minnesota for this event?
Well, for me, I mean, even if I lived close enough to respond to, I mean, I guess if I had gotten up super early, 3 or 4, I probably could have made it, but
they just predicted a 5% that day, right? So
yeah, it was like 5% that they issued in the morning. I don't think they even had a 2% issued the previous day. So yeah, a bit of rain all around this. This is a little bit too big for that.
I just seen that on the radar. I was like, surely there was flash flooding with that. It just looked like the rain kept going.
Yeah, let me pull up this news article from Valley News Live. Do they have any pictures on here? Yeah, they've got some other pictures, the same ones the National Weather Service posted here. So, but otherwise not too much more information about it. Pretty small town, so... All right, shall we move on to Sunday? What all the anticipation was.
Another day that Pi wasn't on the road.
Yes, it was a Sunday, so I had to work at the church that I work at, so...
You explained that last week, but you didn't exactly think that red blob there would pop up.
No, I did not expect a 15% day, but then I remembered that... like one of the first storm chases that Reed Timmer went on was in October in Oklahoma. So I remember reading about that in his book Into the Storm. So there were lots of recalls to the 98 Oklahoma outbreak.
Tornado outbreak. Yeah.
So
Yeah, which I didn't. I was still at home myself. I hadn't gone off to college yet in '98, and I don't remember that outbreak in October.
Yeah, so
At
let's see,
all.
how big is this one? So yeah, we've got, this was still, this was before they issued like the EF ratings on here. So yeah, there were, how many tornado reports this day? 26 tornado reports. And this one had 20. So some pretty similar similarities there. And I think the next year was when, in May, with following, was that F5 that just nailed Oklahoma City. That's about when Reed Timmer's career was started.
I feel like wasn't there an F5 in the October one, or was that?
No, I thought there
99
was
that was
initially,
not.
but yeah, that was in '99. So
Okay, so it was a
I've
very
got, here is the radar event from this day. So I started screen capturing on my computer here. So we'll play this through. So early on, tornado warning started early in the day, but it just became a completely embedded tornado. This is well into the night at this rate. And then as it reaches Tulsa, the whole line just goes crazy with so many tornado warnings. And they even continued into Missouri. So we've got one in the southwest corner of Missouri, and you can even see the low pressure system there at the end.
Spirals.
Yeah, so I wished I was down there for this, but there weren't a whole lot of chasers that got footage of that tornado. It was really hard to see. All right, so
I got.
yeah.
Problem with this time of year is that it gets dark so early, so you think you're gonna have a chance to see tornadoes, but the
There's
sun is
only
setting
like
by
an hour of time by this.
6 7 o'clock. Yeah, so it's just tough. Now that I was impressed how much lightning was in some of these storms, and it actually people got some decent footage, but I won't give that away. You may continue to.
Yes. So was I able, let me see if I can find, if I can, the National Weather Service
The
damage
meso
survey.
discussion. I have the meso discussion from that day. No, sorry. I'm thinking a couple days later. There's so many tornadoes, I can't keep them straight.
Yeah, this is tough to like sift through all this data. So I hope I can do this whole outbreak justice. So yeah, here's the damage survey loading up here. So if you can go ahead and read that article that the National Weather Service put together. Tulsa, Oklahoma does a great job on their damage surveys.
So, well, anybody in Oklahoma. it's like you moved to Oklahoma to work for the weather service there for tornadoes. Severe thunderstorms developed over central Oklahoma during the afternoon of Sunday, October 10th, along a cold front that was moving into the area. Us in Colorado felt that cold front. A strong upper-level disturbance translating into the southern plains resulted in strengthening wind fields across eastern Oklahoma during the evening. As the storms approached from the west, the strong wind fields, which turned direction strongly with height, resulted in a very strong deep layer and low-level wind shear. The very strong wind shear combined with the moderately strong instability resulted in some supercell storm structures, as well as the evolution of a squall line as the storms moved through eastern Oklahoma. One of the supercells produced a tornado in east central Oklahoma during the late evening, and the squall produced several tornadoes during the evening as low-level circulations developed along the leading edge. And that's where the tornadoes come from. Whee! In the National Weather Service survey assessed damage from these storms over the next 2 days, several tornadoes were confirmed and rated from Sunday evening, and the results of the surveys follow below. Wow, so they immediately sent people out on Sunday. It's like, it was dark. How did they do anything in the dark? In addition to the tornadoes detailed below, an additional tornado was confirmed about 6 miles southeast of Bixby, and the detected tornado debris signature in the storm that moved through that area. So we've noticed this just recently. If your warning actually says radar confirmed tornado, that's because they're looking at that correlation coefficient layer that Pi showed you earlier. It's kind of red and orange and pink, and it'll show a nice bright blue blob for the debris signature, as they call it. As a result, that tornado was rated an EF unknown. They can do that. It occurred
they do it a lot. So
it occurred from 10:30 p.m. to 10:32 p.m. 2 minutes. The survey team also looked for storm damage in central Wagner County to the northeast of Wagner. Sorry, I butcher names all the time. Where the radar data, Wagner, suggested a tornado was likely. No damage was found in the area.
Right.
And
here's Wagner County. All right, so let's dive into some of these tornadoes here, starting with Anadarko, Oklahoma. So let's see. This is probably earlier on in the night. And let's pull this up over here. So Anaconda, Anadarko, I believe it's pronounced. All these Indian names. All right, so under this would have been this tornado warning right here that first dropped this. So this was before that it hit the Oklahoma City metro. And let me pull up this news article. So if you can go ahead and read what the news had to say here, Amber. I'll go ahead and show the pictures. Oh, you've got yourself muted. You muted yourself on Discord. There you are.
I had to sneeze. I'm sorry. Anadarko is how Oklahoma.
Searching for Oklahoma's most.
I think. Anadarko, I think is how the Weather Channel pronounced it. Officials said that Anadarko officials said they are seeing substantial damage throughout the city after severe storms moved across the area Sunday evening. According to a post to the city's Facebook page, crews are working to restore power and clear the streets. Officials said the main power line from Western Farmers Electric Cooperative that feeds the Anadarko, Georgia substation is down along Petrie Road. Oh, they have a Petrie Road. That's like from the movies. And that power poles are down across the city. Residents are urged to use extreme caution, avoid down power lines, don't drive over them, and report them to city officials. Crews are also working to clear debris from streets, and residents are asked to stack their debris on the curb. Yeah, I see this a lot with relief work. Like if you go and help sift through houses after floods and stuff, you just pile it on the curb. I don't ever want to have to do that. Sky 5 on Monday captured videos of damage in Coweta County Courthouse, as well as the video of a house that lost its roof.
I think that was this one, yeah.
Anadarko. I think Anadarko was the first one I was watching as it hit. So was this one after dark, or was this...
I think this is when it was just getting dark. So...
Okay.
We've got
most people could see
Livestorm Media has some drone footage here if you guys would like to check out. This was in Alden, not too far away. Alden, let's pull this up under here. Alden, Oklahoma, because so just west of it. So if you'd like to check out this drone footage, I will post this link here. And I guess that's the search, but there's the actual video. Ah, darn it, and it copied the time marker, so you can watch it a little bit into it. All right, so now let's move on to Coweta, Oklahoma, and so
Coweta. Yeah, Coweta.
This is one that we were watching live on the radar here. Let me pull up this thing.
I watched a couple live.
Nope, not that one.
You mean
not that one?
For a radar scope app. What a pretty mansion. It's so sad when a mansion like that just loses the roof.
Actually, first, let's post this where the KOTV Storm Chaser happened to be here. And let me show you guys this video of this guy that's just...
We missed it.
Yeah, we pulled up this news station like right after this happened, but they've got it uploaded here by Vaughn Caster.
Yeah, we got about 80-mile-an-hour winds from the east. Screaming right down. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, so
it's coming right over. It's right here.
The lightning is just unbelievable.
All right, so
we're in the edge of it. We just got hit with some debris. It's tornado.
It's
tornado
a tornado.
Yeah. And I haven't heard the audio, but he's pretty
It's a
much
tornado.
talking to the radio.
Move.
On the ground.
Tornado in Coweta. Take cover right now.
Look at all the debris.
The high school. It hit the high school. High school got hit with a tornado. We're in the middle of it right now, Travis.
Yep, so that's some pretty scary moments there, and unfortunately I don't have the radar because they have not uploaded it to the archive radar site yet. So there was some radar before and after it, but I can pull up what I screen captured here. So Coweta would have been this tornado warning, I believe, right there. So just south of the Tulsa radar. And so that would have been scary. So if you can pull up that article there and talk about it. Let me see. Do they have the Coweta radar? This one. I don't think they have a damage survey, at least on this CamZ file. Oh,
this tornado developed over a neighborhood on the south side of Coweta between the Highway 51B and Highway 72. Well, we don't need to worry about streets. Fast forward through all the streets. The width of the damage.
Streets are fine. I've got it on Google Earth here. So
the width of the damage increased north of Highway 51, and it moved northeast across 146th Street and 136th Street. And then the tornado dissipated over Open County, south of Muskogee Turnpike. Numerous homes were damaged by the tornado. Several of the buildings at the high school were damaged, which, Pi, you were like, no, high school.
It looks like okay, so it went over the football field, so it didn't hit the high school directly.
Convenient. Several businesses were damaged. Numerous trees and power poles were blown down. Several outbuildings were destroyed.
Let's see, can you, let's see, do we have this article here? Yeah, go ahead and pull up that article right below it. I don't think I copied and pasted it into the doc, so if you can pull that up and read that one as well. Let's see what the
outlooks.
No, the one I have highlighted there. So this one is from Oklahoma's own Channel 6 News here. So, do you have it pulled up? Otherwise, I can read it.
No, I'm not trying to.
All right.
It's
so
not
the National Weather Service has confirmed that an EF1 tornado touched down in Coweta area Saturday night, causing damage to several homes, including high school. They only says that an EF tornado was confirmed in Beggs. And so they don't have much here in this article.
Joy
they might
Healthcare
have
is
some
a person-centered.
EF what? EF0?
That's what they said. That was for was also confirmed in Beggs. So
EF unknown. It's gonna be
no EF0. All right.
EF0.
Yeah. So this one has some better aerial footage. Let me send you guys the link here in the chat, and that'll help. So yeah, some houses got some damage there. We've got a map here of all of the... That's just, yeah, finishing up the video. So, let's see. Do we have the Oklahoma City radar?
Which number tornado is this on Sunday? Because we already talked about 3? Or we've only talked about 2.
Oh, goodness, I've lost track. So, this is
Two of the 20 that hit the ground that day. You said 20 hit the ground that day. So
yeah, I'm skipping over a lot of them and just focusing on the ones that did damage.
Right. Okay.
And
I was just curious.
Let's see. So we've got. Oh, I do have some radar from earlier that day when we had the Anadarko tornado. So let's hop back to there. So, and we can take a look at
Anadarko, I think.
Anadarko. We're trying our best here. So, and so we got the first tornado report went in about swirls visible at the surface. So this is 22:59. So that is 4 p.m. Mountain Time. So 5 p.m. Central Time, but it's 59, so 6 p.m. So pretty late, and 7 p.m. is when the sun would going down, so we had a little bit of time before that occurred. And let's actually do a quick search on YouTube of the tornadoes from that day. And Anadarko, Oklahoma tornado. And I'll pull that up here, see what all the storm chasers got, because there were a ton of them on that day. All right, so Anadarko tornado. Let's see. Oh man, it's so tough to see anything. And there you go. Some sketchy.
Yeah, it's still light out, which is nice. Not nice for the people in the path of it, but
Oh man,
it wasn't
not a
dark
whole
yet.
lot of people got footage of this. So this is a lot of damage after. Oh, that was 12 years ago. Let's filter this to this week to get some of those videos. Yeah, so Reed Timmer, he got the supercell, but otherwise, not a lot of people saw it. So pretty nasty storm there. And this is about to when, let's see, there's Alden. So when the tornado hit up there, right there, you can see the cusp of when it hit Alden as well. And kind of tough to see it. There, you can see the National Weather Service. They've got some control over where the range folding takes place. And so it's really tough to see. Did the correlation coefficient capture anything from this? I'm going backwards. Still hard to make out because it's pretty tough far from the radar. It probably showed up better on the KFDR radar, but I do not have that one downloaded. And so,
it's just tough for any squall line to know where the tornado is going to hit, what's going to rotate. It's like the entire line could potentially put something down.
Yeah, totally. So made
So
a
when
nice
you
little
mentioned
swirl
that,
there.
you mentioned not that much footage was out. It's probably just because, that whole thunderstorm. Do you have any footage of what the chasers were doing that day on the roads and things?
No, I did not. I need to. I've got a gaming computer and I've got a work computer. So I wish I had done another radar loop where I showed the spotters from that day. I did on Tuesday when I was chasing. So, but we'll move on to that in a bit there. Let's see. Do we have anything else from that day? So that's what I've got in the dock stored for today. There's sure there's many other tornadoes. I guess we can take a look at some of these other surveys in the KMZ file that I have opened up in Google Earth. This one is down southeast of Muskogee.
Well, real quick, Lucas Munslinger Photography said, being inside that tornado was definitely the scariest moment of my life.
Wait, what? He was in it?
That's what he put in the chat here. So
who is this?
If this is Lucas Munslinger Photography.
Inside that tornado was the scare. So Lucas,
so which tornado was it?
Okay.
Let us know.
He apparently sent me a link. Let's take a look at this and see if there's anything to this here. Let's see, you might have to tell me how you sent it to me. So you can also shoot it to my email, hikerhansen@gmail.com. I'll go ahead and post that in the chat for you. I need to create an official email. But yeah, there's my email address. And so go ahead and shoot it there. And if it looks good, then we will take a look at what you went through. Yeah, let me know which tornado that you were in, because I'm not sure which tornado we were talking about at the time that you sent that chat. So, all right.
I think it was still this one. It wasn't that long ago. But what are the cool green lines? And then I take it the little green triangles are damage.
EF1 is the green damage. EF0 is this. So here is mostly just trees and stuff.
Line.
Let's see. Come on.
Center green line is like the middle of the tornado, and then it shows kind of the width of the damage.
So this is...
That's a big tornado.
Yeah, this was another one that was down south. So just tree damage there. Any other photos? Part of this. Nothing there. And how about up here? Did some EF0 damage. I wonder if I've been in this area before. Yeah, nothing. Just broken tree branches that they went.
Just dances across the river and keeps on going.
Yeah,
probably sucking up some fish as it goes.
Yeah, some fish.
There have been reports of that, of a tornado that'll go over a lake and suck up fish, and it rains fish down. Strangest weather on Earth by the Weather Channel.
Oh goodness,
we've seen the stories.
Let's see if I can find which tornado that was. EF1. The tornado developed in. Okay, so this was the Coweta tornado. Over here, long track supercell, which developed near I-40. Muskogee, that's, where is I-40 on here? I-40 is down here. Okay, yeah, so this was the I-40 tornado. So I believe this was just after the Weber one. So It moved northeast across Highway 64. Right, that's Highway 64. Right. That's 10. Shoot, is this not the right tornado? Because I do. Oh, there's Highway 64. So 10. Anyway, that's not
I
important.
think we went. I think we went to a blue screen for some reason. At least on my screen, it looks blue.
Blue. I believe it looks fine on my end. So let's see. The tornado moved across the Arkansas River, and it dissipated before reaching the Cherokee County northwest of Paradise Hill. The tornado damaged homes, destroyed outbuildings, snapped and uprooted numerous trees, and blew down numerous power poles. So nothing.
I want to live in Paradise Hill. That sounds amazing.
Paradise Hill. Okay, let's take a look at the Oklahoma radar. So this was Delaware County, Oklahoma. Let's pull this up, figure out which one is which on here. And I gotta turn up the speed of this.
Tornado?
So we just got a little one up here, mostly. That one just did. In the rural areas, this tornado developed along the leading edge of a strong convective line of storms west of County Road 586, the south of Uich Lake. It moved northeast and dissipated north of the county road. The tornado snapped and uprooted trees up here. This is it. So nothing too fancy there, and that's the next one is May 27th.
Lucas says they haven't surveyed his tornado yet, so maybe there's surveys.
Yeah,
probably not available.
I'll be very interested. We might have to dive into some of these tornado surveys when they come out next week. So,
oh yeah, good idea. So should I talk about the 1998 Oklahoma outbreak so you have a chance to talk about, check your email?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Probably do that. So Sunday morning, we were both getting ready for church. Pi was like, this is like exactly like the 1998 tornado outbreak. So I looked it up myself while I later that morning just to compare, and it happened on October 4th. So a few days earlier, but 1998, they had 26 tornadoes touch down, making this event the largest autumnal, instead of just autumnal, tornado outbreak in history. So we almost tried to break history. Now, they are saying they had an EF3, they had 8 EF2s, 7 EF1s. Well, and sorry, I'm using EF, but they were just F scale then. They didn't have the E in front of them.
Right.
And then 10 F0s. So, but pretty strong. There haven't been any F3s from this outbreak yet, have there? Or even F2s? It's all been ones and zeros.
There may be, but let me pull up that document. Is this it? Nope, not that one. Anyway, continue.
So just different damages from 1998. There was an abandoned home that was damaged, a barn, garage destroyed. And they have like different areas. A state trooper saw a brief tornado touchdown very close to Oklahoma 11, which was near Grant, Oklahoma. No damage occurred. A storm chaser caught a brief tornado on video, which was probably a mini DV cam or an HD cam.
Oh no, mini DV, not that would have been before mini DV tapes.
98, 8 millimeter.
Yeah,
we still have some 8 millimeter.
Mm-hmm.
HDV might have been coming out pretty close to that.
Yeah.
I don't think we're on VHS anymore.
Yeah, this is all
Three
EF1s.
homes were significantly damaged in Blaine, Oklahoma. A hay barn was destroyed. 5 barns damaged. A home destroyed in Kingsfisher, Oklahoma. Yeah, so it just goes on and on and on. You just think fall is so calm and there's nothing to worry about. Some places just had primary tree damage. In Cleveland, Oklahoma, many homes lost portions, if not all of their roofs, and one home lost a portion of their exterior wall. Some warehouses also lost sections of roofing. So that was probably that was an EF2. Let me see if I can find the EF3s here. EF0s. Okay, an EF3 was in, oh boy, it's one of these hard names to say, Pontawatomi, Oklahoma. And this was the strongest tornado of the outbreak. It touched down northwest of Little with only minor tree damage. A tornado moved northeast, increased in size to a half-mile wide. Wow. Numerous Outbuildings were heavily damaged. Trees snapped on the north side of the tornado path. 3 mobile homes slightly damaged. Boy, for a mobile home to be slightly damaged, they must have been on the edge of the tornado and not be completely destroyed. The tornado crossed I-40 and blew a truck over carrying hazardous materials. Yipe. Just scrolling down a little bit here. The small community of Centerview was hit and mainly on its south and east side as the tornado crossed Oklahoma 99. A home lost its roof and most of its walls. 5 other homes nearby suffered major damage. In all, about 60 homes or businesses were destroyed by the strongest tornado in 1988. So,
wow.
I don't think there were any half-mile wide ones this time around, thankfully.
No, definitely not. Oh man, this video from Lucas, he got some great storm structure in it. So thanks for sending that to me. And let's pull it up here. I'll post his video in the chat if you guys like to check out his as well. So this was from earlier in the day, definitely when the sun was up. And
I'm not seeing your screen share right now.
yeah, let's pop this up
There,
here.
there you go. I
So
see it.
he's got some, once we get out of the trees here. So this is when he was first getting on it. So hopefully I do this justice. This is a 35-minute video that I'll be clicking through. So yeah, nice looking shelf cloud or something. And
Shelf cloud wall. Oh, trying to form a wall cloud.
yeah, trying to form a wall cloud. So this is, I'll skip through this because this is kind of neat of the storm that's coming through. I can scrub through it on the, you can see the cloud coming through. And
yeah, there's nice structure with that storm.
Mhm.
Got some awesome footage there, Lucas.
yeah, so nice catch. I sure wish I was down there with you. Looks like that might be a wall cloud. I might have to watch through and see what you're saying to actually do that. Can you watch the chat, Amber, to see if he makes any comments about what
I'm watching it. I'm watching it.
So let's see. Let's pull up a little dark. Here we go. This part looks freaky here with this storm coming through. Let me unmute the site here.
I got it.
And yeah, this would definitely get my heart racing a little bit. I wonder, Lucas, did you ever catch a glimpse of the tornado in this video? Let me know in the chat there. And Cole says he was sorry for calling me tonight. You're good, Mr. Tilly. So yeah. Oh man, look at that dark green there.
Wow.
So just for
That's
some more
awesome.
context of the storm that he was looking through, everyone. So it was at this point when it was looking the most, when this beast was looking most vicious. And so anyway, and it looks like that eventually it got over him. And
these guys are trying to get out of here.
Yeah,
just
he
like
says
us,
yes.
Okay? We're not alone. We are not alone.
Just keep following the
That's
flashing lights.
awesome.
Yeah.
yeah,
Is
that
that
was
heavy?
scary. So Lucas, let me know in the chat. Did you ever get in the tornado here? It kind of sounded like from your first chat that you did. So if you can give me a time code, I might play that on there. So,
Let me get
oh yeah, he's working on
timestamp,
that.
he says.
But anyway, so we might move on to the Greene County, Illinois, while we wait for that
That's
one to come in.
impressive. I'm gonna have fun watching your whole video there too, Lucas. So, he says, "Go back."
Once he,
He said, "You just saw it. Go back."
I just saw. Oh, really? Really? Were you really in it?
Well, there's a bit of a delay.
Oh, there's debris. Here we go. So, let's see what he has here.
Go back.
Oh, people.
I want to see the part where
Pretty cool.
Hey, worst case scenario, we're gonna
Yeah,
find a ditch.
that's
all
freaky.
right?
That's when I start yelling at Pi.
Okay.
We are too close.
2657, he says. 2657. Let's try this here.
All right.
Yeah, you're just turning like, whoop, please.
I still got a tornado warning, but I don't know where the tornado is.
Yeah, it went, per times when I've lost.
According to the newest radar scan, the top was right on us.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, I've definitely found myself in situations
I
like
know,
that before.
but we're bailing south, all right?
Alright, turning my brightness down.
Is this it? Oh yeah, definitely
Stop,
in the bear's
stop,
cage.
Stop, stop,
Okay.
Back up.
We're all right. We're in the tornado, okay?
Go, go, go.
Look to the right.
We just were inside of a fucking tornado, guys.
Oh shoot. Oh goodness. Sorry about the F-bomb, everyone there, but so let me rewind it, and looks like
He says, "Watch the car in front of him."
okay. I just rewind it a little bit, but
The car in front goes.
yeah.
He's not there no more.
Yeah, I could see a little bit of a swirl there, but yeah, that definitely looks like the bear's cage where we've got. Yeah, that looks like. Yeah, I'd say that Lucas is right that he was pretty much in the tornado itself.
Nope.
Oh,
Hi,
goodness.
you're not allowed to do that. Not allowed to do that.
Yeah, the swirl was the tornado. Wow, thanks for sharing that, dude. That's kind of scary. But I mean, that nearly happened to me back in March where I just wanted to see something. I was trying to talk to Amber on the phone, Sister Pie, and it was before I knew it, there was a tornado passing me on the right. So that nearly happened to me. So it would have been EF2. So that could have knocked some tree branches in front of me.
Yep.
And
Scary for me, scary.
it gets
Yeah,
better.
so everybody. So I was just gonna do one more plug for Lucas's video. Go ahead and check that out. Give him some views because that's a pretty awesome video there. So thanks again for sharing. Because
So if he said, Lucas, it gets better, go ahead and give me a timestamp, and if there's another timestamp that I can look at, that I can pull up quickly, we'll do that. Otherwise, I might pull it up a little bit later. But yeah, we need to move on. There's still a lot more to cover here.
Monday.
Let's check
Monday the
out
11th.
Monday. So we had a 5%, so this is when the whole storm system moved off to the east. And let me pull up here
This was Columbus Day.
the Ghost 16 radar. This is on October 10th. So let's see, is this from earlier in the day? Yes, okay, we got it on here. So lots of explosive storms here. 100%, this is a pretty wide shot, but so we got lots of explosive storms. So this is when it was going into the night. And then the next day, does the loop save? Yep, so this is when the low pressure system, you can see the swirl nicely. And that's the end of that one. And that's when it started moving off into Illinois.
We had a sister there in Missouri. It's like, you have a big swirl right over your house.
Yeah.
Nice low pressures.
So here I was able to export these GIFs with watches and warnings on it. So ding, 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 ding. That's kind of fun. Let's see. Oh man, I wish I had saved it with a slow, faster sector. But man, you can see all the warnings going on there through it. So let's pull up the National Weather Service survey from Greene County, Illinois.
And Columbus Day, which was the first. I did not get Columbus Day off. That's making me sad. The potential for severe weather existed across east, central, northeast Missouri, and most of central and northern Illinois. Despite limited instability, energy for storms did develop plentiful shear, changing wind speed or direction with height. For a potent mid-level storm system provided the potential for severe storms. Though most storms never become strong or severe, one supercell in particular became organized enough to produce a tornado. Around 2:35 p.m., a severe thunderstorm developed in west central Illinois, southwest of a small town of Wrights, Illinois. Shortly thereafter, a tornado formed over Wrights, which was photographed and videoed by residents and storm chasers. Damage to structures, vehicles, also reported via train spotters, residents, and media broadcast. The National Weather Service St. Louis surveyed the storm damage and estimated the peak winds at 115 miles per hour. That can do some damage due to the extensive damage done to the two well-built barns. A radar image of the supercell over Wright, Illinois, the red dot in the center of the loop. I don't know if you have a red dot high.
Yes, I do.
But 2:38 p.m. And then it goes into a description of some of the photos that you are probably sharing.
Go ahead and read them.
radar image of the supercell, right? I already read that. The photo of the tornado as it began to touch down near Wrights, Illinois, credited Tom Stoltz. A photo of damage caused to structures in Wrights, Illinois, by the tornado, credit Chris Higgins. And then a photo of a tornado near Wrights, Illinois, credit Jennifer Lee McMurtry.
Yeah, so Tyler Schlitt, I believe, got some great photos of it here on his Facebook page. So go ahead and if you guys haven't followed him, go ahead and check that out. And so he got a nice photo on there, as well as someone posted on Snapchat. The St. Louis News here picked up his the Snapchat video on here.
Tonight we are getting a better idea.
Let me mute this really quick. So yeah, some great Snapchat video, except it was slightly covered up by... Where is it? Can we skip ahead? Did they play it again? Nope, they covered it up with their text and their... Anyway, let's pull up the damage survey that I downloaded on Google Earth here, and let's look at this barn that was destroyed. So his video, we see it just briefly at the beginning here. And
I got a feel for
there
these
it is.
farmers.
Yeah. So this wasn't a storm chaser that caught it, so the storm chasers were a little caught off guard by it. But photo, yeah, we've got some... Ouch.
Tornado warning.
Nasty photos. Yeah, nasty damage there. And let's see any others. Come on, load.
Like that's that. Poor farmer's entire life is just lofted into the air.
Yeah, hopefully he's got some good insurance. So a lot of damage there. So it continued on. It didn't really touch the ground much. So Storm Chaser, Thistle King also got nice footage from the whole thing. So let's see, where's a good spot in the video that I can pull up. Yeah, so this one, it just kind of lingered there in the sky, and the funnel only came like halfway to the ground. So just kind of hung out there as it moved across the landscape. So guys, feel free to check out that video. And
cute little tornado. I mean, no tornado's super cute, but it just is hanging out.
Baby tornadoes? We saw some baby tornadoes.
We did see some baby tornadoes. You have to go back to our first episode of SkyPi to see those baby tornadoes.
Baby tornadoes. And one last little one of broken trees and stuff.
That looks like a pretty long... Did you already say how long it was on the ground?
I'm not sure how long. I guess... Oh, yeah, we can just measure it on here. Miles. So it was on the ground for 3 miles. That's where it was.
3 miles.
Mm-hmm.
So the plane guy in chat says he's currently getting blasted by 76 kilometer per hour winds, and then he continues to write here. Plus, he's like, there's tornado warnings. The last tornado in Victoria flattened a town. He says we're on a tornado warning right now.
Wait, really?
So
There's
Victoria,
a tornado warning going on right now?
Well, that kind of sounds like in the UK or England.
Oh, really? Yeah, I don't think I have access to any radars over there, at least not through radar scope. But, whoa, freaky. All right, let's see. We got, let's see. Lucas also gave me a new time code for his video again. There we go. There. Let's pull up his video and see. He mentioned that there was a power pole in here, so at the 26...
Yep.
2657.
You're over in me.
What are you talking about?
Nothing.
So there,
Nothing.
there was a power pole down here in... let's see. Oh, wait, that was the first part. That was his first time code. Sorry, everyone. I'll pull up it here in a second. You all have been chatting so much. Anyway, Amber...
It's awesome. Keep up the good work.
There, 2801. 20...
Bit of EF4 damage.
Oh, is this
West
when the
Highway
first swirl
44?
went through? That may have been the first swirl. I'm a little lost in here. Yeah, I think this was the 2801. You mentioned a power pole and a little bit of debris. Yeah, power pole fall.
Yeah.
Oh, there! Jeez. Okay, that was it. Okay. So
Thanks, Lucas. That's awesome.
it
I mean,
fell on
scary
your
for you.
car? Youch. Yeah, you can see the power lines just, and it went under a power line. Yeah, all of these people are turning into the wind. Wow, there was a lot of you that got caught off guard. So it looks like there that, yeah, okay, guys. If you haven't seen that part in the video, 2801.
It says keep watching.
Let me share this time code with you if you guys don't want to see the whole video, but so just keep watching. And that way, I don't want to mute the audio since the audio's not.
I'm usually mesmerized to watch the whole thing. So
yeah, I want to take a look at that again. But there's the video so you guys can watch it. Yikes, and I'm surprised that so many chasers got caught off guard, but I know the temptation. It is...
You were there.
Man, the power line, I think, went right over you then? So I rewound it a little bit here, and... yeah, the power line went right over you. That's freaky. Okay, I'm glad that I was able to pull that up. That is nuts, dude. But man, like, there's a rule of thumb, like, Skip Talbot preaches it a lot, that if you lose your situation awareness, if you don't know if there's a tornado there or not, that's just when you've got to move. And so, once we talk about Tuesday's tornadoes, I'll talk about mine a little bit. But man, glad you're okay. Glad it wasn't a stronger tornado than that. It was good that you pointed yourself into the wind eventually. But that's just what, because that can make the difference between your car rolling and not if you're pointing it into the wind. And it can be tough to point your car in your wind because you're not sure because the wind direction can change quite a bit. Whew, glad you're okay, dude. But man, it's not like it's not like I can't say that I haven't made that mistake before. I just haven't had a tornado go over me. So...
So Victoria, I feel a little silly. Victoria might be Australia, not UK. So we'll see if the plane guy said a funnel is back. It's within 5 kilometers of him. So that's about 6 miles away if I can figure out my metric system a little bit better. But anyway, so I tried to Google like tornado in Australia right now. And I haven't been able to pull anything up yet.
Last week there were some tornadoes in Australia. Is he referencing them right now, or?
Yeah.
Oh, they're happening right now. Let me see here.
Yeah.
I've got, I do have access to.
He says he is southeast of Gippsland, Gippsland.
Oh man, it's tough to look up this kind of stuff. Live on radar. I don't think warnings come through on radar scope. I am seeing some storms down there, but let's see. What did you say?
Thank you all. You're making this a very interesting SkyPi tonight. So
all right, well,
love hearing your stories about weather.
Yeah. Let's continue on, and when you're reading an article, I'll see if I can figure out where that is. So
all right, so we're finally jumping to Tuesday?
Tuesday, yes. So
it's like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday,
let me
Tuesday.
pull up. I screen captured the radar from my chase, and
I can read the mesoscale discussion from that day because I got it pulled up here. Because Pi decided to hit the road on Tuesday.
One second, let me show the radar here first. And so this is what it was early on in the day. We had some earlier storms around here. So I only screen captured Kansas, and I really wish I screen captured Oklahoma too, but Kansas was my target area, mainly because it was closer. So we've got this here. I do have some spotters on here. But yeah, we had some early storms early on, and then the squall line forms. Had some tornado warnings up north here, and then down here in the Oklahoma Panhandle, there were some tornado warnings. Dodge City had some tornado warnings. So this was well into the night. And I'll play it again here once we've got, once it hits the end.
I should, because I came home for lunch that day, and Pi was still around the house. I was like, dude, what are you still doing here? He's like, I only have 3 to 4 hours to drive.
My target turned out to be a good target,
fine.
and I got there with plenty of time to spare. I just kept moving.
I think I poked the bear a little bit. So at lunch, around lunchtime, we started seeing like an enhanced risk get posted. Or was it enhanced and it went up?
Yeah, it was enhanced and then it went up to moderate risk. So
I was like, what's above enhanced? I can't quite remember. So I usually what happens is I'm at work and Pi is hitting the road to go chase. So then he has me read the mesoscale discussion to him, which is actually pretty helpful. This is just a discussion between meteorologists of what warnings could be coming really soon or are imminent. So at 8:40
p.m.
Is that Z? 8:40.
8:40
That's
p.m.
really it.
That is, I think that's like
3:40. I thought that was the 3:40 discussion.
8:40. Okay, so earlier in the day. Yeah. Anyway, continue.
23Z or 0Z. So
23Z is 5 p.m. Mountain Time.
0 is noon, right?
0
All right, on the
is
east,
6 p.m.
Yeah. I guess that's why it's after the 23Z. I still have a lot to learn. So their discussion on Tuesday was a few supercells may develop through evening from the eastern Texas Panhandle into far western Oklahoma. Tornadoes, perhaps strong and very large hail, will be possible. The discussion is there's surface analysis shows a front extending from northern Texas into southwest Oklahoma, which is becoming more diffuse with heating. This boundary separates a cooler capped air mass over much of Oklahoma from a destabilizing air mass over northwest Texas and into the Texas Panhandle. Meanwhile, there was a dry line stretching from north to south across the Panhandle. And sometimes when you go on Ghost 16, you can see that dry line. It's like there's a big, cloudy, low pressure system over like Arizona, New Mexico, and then there's just clear sky, and that's kind of your dry line on satellite. Visible satellites show stable billow clouds north of the boundary, but these are gradually eroding from south to north as temperatures warm into the lower 80s. Yeah, in Colorado that day, it was not in the 80s. We already had the cold front. A growing CU field is also evident over northwest Texas. The MLA Cape, which is like how high the storm can grow, was about 1,500 to 2,000 joules. Backed surface winds on the cool side of the boundary are contributing to 100 to 150. Now, we talked about this. It was like M2-S2, like meters per second, SRH. And I was like, read that again. Thank you. And I was like 100 to 150, which wasn't huge, right? It was like, those numbers are okay for tornado development. But there were other factors that helped the tornadoes that day. Although convergence is currently weak at the time of Tuesday, it is expected to increase around 0Z 6 p.m. and into the evening as the dry line eventually pushed east towards Oklahoma and into Missouri. A few hours of air mass modification will occur, including moistening. In addition, the low level jet will continue to increase over 50 knots, further enhancing shear. So that jet was the big determiner. Assuming a cell or two can form today, they should quickly acquire rotation with tornadoes and hail likely. Any lone cell that can maintain access to warm side of the boundary will have potential for a very strong tornado.
Very strong.
And how did it turn out that day?
Yeah, let's take a look. So here's the Ghost 16 satellite with watches and warnings overlaid on it. So we've got, looks like there was a severe thunderstorm watch early on in the day down in Texas. And then, so here's the tornado watch in western Kansas, eastern Colorado, and then it just goes crazy just as the night moves along. I'll have to go at frame by frame to see them here. So looks like they illuminate these based on the county. So severe thunderstorm watches take over, but just tornado warnings everywhere. So we'll cover the tornado warnings down in Oklahoma in a second. Unfortunately, I don't have radar from those yet since it has not been archived to the Google server that I access. But so I've got my chase here, screen capture just from the iPad. So I'm over here in Colorado making my way. Is that Highway 94 out of eastern Colorado Springs?
Usually, well, due east, yes, so Colorado Springs is 94. It's not 24.
Oh, shoot. I thought this...
That goes
good,
towards...
playing fine.
Or did you go down to 50, which is east of Pueblo? Yeah,
No,
you're probably in 94.
I'm north of that. So going through Kit Carson, Cheyenne Wells, and so I was targeting these earlier storms, just hoping for some Colorado/Kansas magic to see if something would happen, but they never went severe or anything. Let's see, can I zoom in to 100%? Yeah, here we go. So I was hoping for these, the squall lines forming over here on the left. And so I check it out. This storm originally had a kind of a decent lowering on it. Let's see if I can pull up that video on here. I'll have to browse through my files off the SD card. Oh yeah, here we go. So from that position, here's the lowering from this northern storm and up here. So I was a little bit interested on that. However, these things were moving like 40 to 50 miles an hour, but it just got shrouded with rain from the storm that was passing in front of me. So when it looked like that these storms weren't doing anything, I decided to finally head down south, down to the 15% area. And so I was waiting to see if that storm did anything. So as I was going south and down into Leota, got some gas down there. As I'm heading south, and then there was a tornado warning right behind me. And I was like, whatever. It was probably just embedded circulation. Like, no one probably saw it. Or not. So this is what that tornado looked like here. Livestorm Media, one of their chasers, caught it. So nice, perfectly fine tornado. So if you guys would like to check out that video, that's what I could have seen if I had just stayed in Sharon Springs. Contrablast is in the chat. I was like texting him. I'm like, yeah, I think I'll try Sharon Springs early on, then make my way south. I should have. I mean, it is so tough.
Yeah, it's so so hard on us. It's so hard in a line of thunderstorms to know where it's gonna happen. I mean, we could kind of see rotation, but
yeah, and well, I mean, in a line of storms, the tornadoes can pop up pretty quickly, and it's just like, do you want to chase them because they're going to be rain wrapped, but it's just like, do you want to go south where the isolated storms tend to be? So I went on south, and despite that, down towards Latkin, and this is when it was starting to get dark, and so let me zoom back out here. And of course, another tornado warning. I didn't see any videos from this particular one. Again, right where I was. If I had just stayed up there, I could have probably seen maybe at least one tornado. So I'm just chilling down there in Lacken. Fortunately, I wasn't the only chaser down there in Lacken. I met up with another gentleman, Robert, there, and who just seemed just as lost as I was. And of course, more tornado warnings started forming even farther south, down into the Oklahoma Panhandle. So I kept going east, but finally, I started noticing this little hook here in the line. It's dark at this point. I'm just hoping to catch something, and so I decided to, once that tornado warning, actually that was a different swirl. Sorry. If I rewind a bit, so it wasn't this swirl. It was one that was down here. Yeah, down at Sublet, Kansas. So I start going down towards this tornado warning, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm in the path. Maybe I'll see something. It's just pouring rain at this point. So...
and this is why poor Pi is not showing his own footage from the day.
I've got footage. Just 1 second. So let me
just
import
1
this.
second?
No, just give me 1 second. So it's just lightning and rain. One day I'll have an A7S III with like an F1 lens. So we'll see.
F1.8.
Yeah, so at this point, I'm like, okay, as this is getting closer, I need to either go north or south, and the radar was only updating like once every 5 minutes. So finally, I get a radar update of, once it zooms in here, finally play. So I'm checking to see where it is. I stop.
Nice.
This is when I start shooting the video. And I'm like, okay, where is it going to be? Where's the radar? Where is it? And finally I get this one, and it's like, they're not even updating the warning. And then I realized, oh, I probably shouldn't go south. If I can't figure out where this is, I should probably go north. So, but eventually they did expire the warning, so it was just like, whatever at that point. And so eventually I get a glimpse of it. Ooh, there was a lightning flash. Let me pull that up here. Where are you? So you can kind of make out some structure here. At least it's not totally shrouded in rain. So eventually I turn the camera a little bit more this way. Oh, there it is. So kind of make out a wall cloud up here. And so I would have had a good view of it if it was on. There we go.
Ah, there you go. Yeah, that's nice.
So there was
That's
a
the first
wall
time I've
cloud.
seen that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I just took it off the SD card today. I mean, this is only 2 days ago. So
you saved it, didn't you? You
and
sneaky.
so eventually it moves off to the north. Yeah, getting faint glimpses of it as it passes by me. So I almost saw something, and so I just kind of sat there. I'm like, well, where's the nearest Walmart now? I'll spend the night at. And there we go. So eventually it goes over me. Yeah.
You did not think you'd be doing any chasing at this time of year.
No, definitely not. This is definitely the latest chase of the year that I've ever done before. So it goes
even
over
considered
me.
taking the bed out of his prism, but you did not take the bed out of your prism.
I nearly did.
Sorry, I had a prism. You have a Prius. I get them confused.
So I start heading back north, but then the warning pops up again, and I'm like, darn, I have so much. It's going to be so hard to catch up because, again, it's going 40 to 50 miles an hour. But I try it, and I know there's a Walmart in Dodge City, so it looks like there's a tornado on the ground at this point. And so, but it just keeps cruising. The road doesn't really follow it, but I try to catch up with it. And it looks like there was a good one maybe up here. A nice little couplet up there, maybe another one, maybe 2 tornadoes on the ground. I don't know. So the damage surveys I don't think have come out, or at least I wasn't able to find any damage surveys of this at this point. So I keep trying to chase it, but realize that I'm just not going to catch it. There was this nice road that goes along with it in Spearville, but I decided to camp at the Walmart there. And then the tornado.
I mean, you should just gone and taken a tour of the satellite there. You're just of the radar. You're right next to the radar.
Yeah. There was another one south of that, but I'm like, do I really want to see something else? It's all rain wrapped. So I let this one go. This one I would have barely been able to catch. I don't know. I doubt it. It eventually expired by the time it got up there. So I let it just go over me, and I started sleeping at this point. Oh, no, actually I was watching a movie with mooching off the Walmart Wi-Fi. Guys, if you're ever storm chasing, Walmart Wi-Fi is even good in the parking lot. My phone sometimes has trouble coming to it, but my MacBook has no problem connecting to the Walmart Wi-Fi out there. So Walmart is great for doing it. So of course they're always getting my business. So
hey, I thought you were having trouble connecting to that Wi-Fi.
On my phone I was,
it took
but the
you a while.
laptop didn't have any trouble.
Oh, I see. Okay, so do we hit all the tornadoes, or we still got more?
No, we definitely did not hit all the tornadoes.
Yeah, there's one more big one to go over.
October 12th. Okay, we do have a
2
damage
more.
survey. So the damage survey, let me read this here. Oh, this, go ahead and read that, the text that I've got there from the damage survey. This is the Sharon Springs tornado that I showed.
Well, a lot of this we already covered. We talked about the enhanced risk being increased. The primary damage produced by this tornado occurred in Sharon Springs Golf Course, just south of the town. At this location, some tree limbs were snapped, a power pole was leaning, and several small outbuildings with metal roofs ripped off, walls knocked down, and garage doors blown off. In addition, a nearby combine had broken windows. Ugh, that's a lot of money for that farmer. And a tractor trailer had at least 2 wood beams penetrate the door. Ouch. Along the rest of the tornado path, broken tree branches were noted in a couple of different areas.
Yeah, so just an EF0. Man, I went right through this road, right up there. I could have seen something. So,
Pi doesn't like to sit still, though. He has to keep moving, so Sitting and waiting for a storm is very hard on you, Pi. You're like, I can't sit still. I gotta go. Can't. Plus, the tornado warnings north and south are very taunting at the time. But okay, so that was the Oklahoma City one that we just talked about, right? In Sharon Springs.
Sharon Springs. No, that was not. That was Kansas.
Right.
Let's see. So the Clinton tornado here, and I wasn't able to find a damage survey from that, but we do have an article from Oklahoma City, Channel 4. So go ahead and open up this article here, Amber, and go ahead and give that a read. Wow.
Okay, we're going on an hour and 11 minutes.
I know. We've got a lot to cover. Let me get these ads playing. Do you have the article pulled up there from K4?
Just give me a second. Give me a second.
All right. An Oklahoma community is working to clean up the damage left behind a strong tornado Tuesday night. So, Clinton Airport.
Hey, your link sent me to a YouTube video, I might point out. Keep going.
The one I have highlighted. Click on that one.
I clicked on the Clinton, Oklahoma one.
Yeah, let's see. Where is Clinton? Down here. Yeah, okay. So where's Oklahoma City?
Clinton.
Oh, interesting. So, this would have been the north, because there were two isolated supercells in Oklahoma, and I wish I have radar of them, but again, they're not uploaded yet. Oh, actually, let me take a look at the Radar Scope users group, because they've got some good radar images. Do you have that article pulled up from K4? I can shoot it to you.
I must. It's
radar scope.
On Tuesday, storm trackers were able to spot a tornado near the town of Clinton. Didn't you already read this? One hangar collapsed and landed on top of 2 airplanes and a few cars. I skipped down a little bit. Just this site alone had almost $5 million of damages. Yeah, airports are expensive places to get hit. Counting the buildings and the equipment that were inside brought it up to that $7 million. Fortunately, there were no injuries in connection with this storm.
Okay, great. Let's see, what was that? It was this morning. And let's take a look at what other people have here in the users group. Is this this is one of the supercells that was there in Oklahoma. Carter, Elk City. So Elk City is a little farther to the west. So let's see, where's Radar Scope? Let me pull that up, figure out where Elk City is, so that I can figure out if this was Elk City. Okay, so this was the north one. So yeah, so this was the storm that appeared. I'm not sure if this was before, but this was the storm. Got some good radar on it. There were so many chasers on it. I was so jealous not to be down there. Oh, what I can do is pull up the storm reports from that day. And yeah, so down there's the Clinton one. Here's the ones that I was chasing. These all appeared after I stopped in it. But yeah, we got another little 15%. This was the Sharon Springs up here. And then this would have been the Clinton tornado. And then there was one farther south. So right there on the Red River. And let's see what other people got here in the Radar Scope users group. So noticeable hook of this. Okay, so this was the same storm. Looks like that was from earlier on. And again, another post about it. Let's see. This is oh yeah, so this was the Oklahoma. So eventually these storms moved on in and did some damage in Oklahoma City. So Amber, go ahead and read that article from K4. And I'll pull it up here.
Yep. So let's see. Yeah, nighttime tornadoes are nasty.
So this is when I was chilling in Dodge City at this point. This was farther south.
A line of storms moved through the metro at 5 in the morning on Wednesday. There was a brief spin up near Mustang that triggered a tornado warning in the city for the residents of Oklahoma City. If you live in Oklahoma City, you've got to be so used to tornado sirens going off at any hour of the night. It's like, do you just have an app you check and see if you can go back to bed or not? Or do you always go in your safe place every time you hear one?
Nope. Let's just mute that.
So far, storm trackers have seen some tree and power line damage in the metro caused by the storms. At the same time, there is localized flooding in low-lying areas. The storms marched through the metro and caused several areas of rotation, which sparked possible tornadoes in Lincoln County. After the line of storms moved through, residents were behind the leading edge of the storm, received heavy rain and lightning. Around 6 a.m. on Wednesday, they reported that there were approximately 1,900 residents without power. No reports of injuries or significant outages caused by the storms, but some did lose power. He says that there is damage to homes in southwest Oklahoma City, near Southwest 49th Street in Check Hall Road. Another spin-up was reported near Hughes County, which sparked tornado warnings in those areas.
Yeah, so here's the tracks of the tornado warning. So we had
an
EF1 over in Mustang, and then up here in central Oklahoma City. So wow, that almost hit downtown. So, and then moved off, and another EF0 touchdown. So yeah, that's a little bit nasty, and it looks like it was the same storm that dropped the southern tornado warning. Like there was another one down here. I think this was the yeah, this one was close to, right, we were talking about Manitou, Oklahoma.
Marching.
We were watching this one. This one just had a solid hook echo. It's always super fascinating to look at the radar when it's
there's
that
a Manitou. There's a Manitou here in Colorado Springs, so that's why we're like, it's Manitou.
Mhm.
Manitou's gonna get hit.
Yep. And let's see, I think that's what we all... Oh, here's another one. And tornado near Snyder. Although... Oh, okay, go back to newsfeed. And we're back at the top. All right, we need to move on. So Oklahoma City got some... So there were 2 supercells there. And where did I have the thing? Do I have the radar?
Graceville.
I have Tulsa.
We're on the Wednesday the 13th now, because that Oklahoma City tornado happened at 6 in the morning. I feel like that's almost worse than like 2 in the morning.
This is from the 11th.
Because
No,
people...
that's not worth looking at.
I guess 4 a.m. would be the worst time. Because people are so asleep at 4 in the morning. 5, 6 o'clock, I guess you're starting to get up for the workday.
Yeah. So now we're moving on to the tornadoes from yesterday.
Wednesday.
So we've got some up in South Dakota and Minnesota again. Man, they've had a lot of tornadoes up there. And then one.
You want to move there yet?
No.
You want to move there yet?
No, I'm cold enough here.
I had a snow shoveling job in Minnesota for 7 years. I don't want to move back either.
So we got one nice one that was down in Texas very early this morning, basically last night. And so Nash,
I didn't hear about that.
Nash from, I'm not sure if he's still in Nashville. Meteorologist Nash Rhodes, he puts together these great radar scope loops. And one day when I can afford to pay for Radar Scope Pro Tier 2, that if I can't pay for it, but that eats into my gas money for storm chasing.
Tier 2.
So here he's got these great, he has a great radar loop from tomorrow. And let's take a look at this. So this was this morning down in South Texas. So nice, couple of hook echoes in here.
Rotation.
Let's rewind it a bit. So looks pretty messy in the morning, but it was able to like make a nice hook echo and nice couplet there on the radar. So while most people were asleep this morning, a powerful supercell thunderstorm churned up across, let me bring this back up, early south central Texas early this morning. It was accompanied by a hook echo, multiple vortice couplets, and over an hour of tornado warnings. So that was yesterday morning at this point.
It's a long time to sit in your basement, an hour-long tornado.
And then
I assume that.
The up here, live storm chasers got a little tornado up there in Graceville, Minnesota. So we may take a look at that next week, depending on how much news, or in 2 weeks, whenever we get along to it. So if you guys want to check out yesterday's tornado, there it is from Live Storm Media. And
it takes a while for those damage reports to come out, like 2 or 3 days, right?
Yeah, depending on them. I've been having a hard time finding the ones from Oklahoma City. Tulsa has great ones. I always love what they put together. So, okay. Well, that's enough about tornado news. We need to move into some of the stuff that you put together. Anyway, so you...
I think I'm going to dream about tornadoes tonight, just saying.
Yeah.
That's a lot of...
Yeah,
lot of tornadoes.
it's starting to feel like April here, so this is kind of nuts, or even May. Whew.
It makes sense, though. Like, you start getting these weather changes coming off the Pacific, and they start rotating just like they do in April. So fall tornadoes, to me, make just as much sense as April, except we probably have more colder air moving in. Anyway, we've been talking about La Palma for a little bit. La Palma in the Canary Islands is one of the active volcanoes.
La Palma.
Yes, I wish I could say it with their accent because it's pretty awesome. But last night alone, in the last 24 hours, they were reporting that they had many, many, many earthquakes. In fact, they said they were shaken by one earthquake that was 4.2, and some of the residents there were saying it's the largest earthquake we felt yet. Like,
yikes!
They said it rumbled like that right before the first eruption, but they said everybody's really nervous now. They had 27 additional quakes in 24 hours between 3.0 and 4.0, and 90 quakes between 2.0 and 3.0. So that just must mean it's like constantly rumbling under their feet.
Yeah.
At all times. So you should pull up Pi, the live stream, unless you're grabbing the other videos I sent you. But the live stream's always fun to look at. If you just go to YouTube and click La Palma Volcano Live, it's there. It was a little more impressive earlier this evening, but the most impressive thing that occurred this week, any of those lives.
They've got the earthquake monitor thing there. Wow, that one looks like a geyser in the background.
Yeah, it just keeps erupting. So on October 10th, there's some really cool footage of like when a volcano erupts like that, it's creating this like cone, and there's footage of the cone collapsing and then just this river of lava going down. So Pi's shared that.
Oh yeah, here's for the earthquakes that you were talking about. All the different earthquakes from 4.4, 3.8. Volcanodiscovery.com.
Yeah, what a job to be there testing the volcano each day. All right, so you should go to that video clip I put in the Google Doc there, and go to 4 minutes. That's your time code, and that shows that cone collapsing.
Cone collapse. Was this the right one?
Yep. So just right before that, it's kind of gets a little, there in the dust, you just see this wall. There it is, like big boulders of lava just falling down the mountain. Yeah, it's... When you're watching that, you're like, it's taken out many, many more homes. It's helped with new evacuations. And then also on the same day, I figured out, on the same day, we could jump to the Icelandic volcano, which also had a cone collapse. And that one is just, have you seen that yet, Pi? It is, I sent it to you earlier today, and it is amazing.
Did you put it into the doc?
Yeah. Yep, it's there.
All right, let's pull this up. Is this the same video? At what time?
I think it's right away. It's...
this video is not it.
I could be wrong. La Palma, Icelandic. But did I send you the wrong one? No.
Perhaps.
Tsunami. It says... I wrote next to it, wow, it happened in Iceland on the 10th too. Is that the clip? That
all right, let me pull it up just straight from Messenger instead of the Google Doc. 1 second, everyone. We'll get this to show you.
This is worth the wait. This is spectacular. Like, they actually have people in the foreground watching the lava lake. And in Iceland, it's been going on since March 2021.
The Iceland volcano? Is that what you were talking about? All right. The Iceland volcano, because there's there's been like 4 eruptions been going on the last few weeks. So
yeah, just it's right away. So this is the cone you're watching, and I guess you could kind of move your cursor over. Oh yeah, it's starting there. So you have all the people in the foreground, and then this wall just absolutely collapses. It's here it goes.
All right,
Yeah, you can scrub it a little.
The wall collapsed. Yeah, it's just bubbling over. I love the people in the foreground, even though, you know, it looks, they're probably still a good, like, half mile or quarter mile away from it.
They have to be. The heat off of that thing would be so outrageous. By the way, our faces are kind of in the way of the lava.
Good point. Let's move.
Oh, there it goes. They're panning.
Okay. They had to, like, underexpose the camera because it got so bright.
Yeah, like, nowhere else to go way down. It's just like, oh, the bowl got a little too heavy or too full, and it's all gonna just drain out.
It's making me hungry for lava cake. I'm just imagining, like, chocolate syrups going down. Sorry, everyone. I'm just really hungry right now.
Look at the color of that. Like, what on earth, literally, is that spectacularly covered?
All right, and that's all you get. If you want to go ahead and check out the rest of the video, because like once it like drains and like all cools off, that looks really interesting. So go ahead and show that video some love.
You did watch it today. You did.
I did watch it. I was just trying to find it in the doc.
Sneaky.
So that was the Iceland volcano.
Yeah, like, it's been erupting for months and months. And apparently you could get right up to it when it first started erupting. And now it's miles of lava flow that's hardened and black. So it's really hard to get this close. And I'm curious. It'd be fun to look on Google Maps to see where they actually were and how far they zoomed in.
Yeah, this reminds me. So going back to La Palma here, we showed this photo last week of all of these ripples. Well, I found a time lapse like the day after the live stream from yesterday, showing this from the observatories that we were geeking out about. So here it is, just seeing them ripple away from the mountaintop. I think this is the observatory. This may not be. I'm not sure. So, so that's what was making those nice ripples. So that was that's an awesome time lapse there. So you guys should go to this Facebook video and leave it a like, because that's some great quality content right there.
Unbelievable.
So that was posted over a week ago, but I just had to share it this week as well. And that was...
And back to us. 2 to 6 inches of snow today. 2 to 6.
It's still summer. We ain't getting snow.
I started the fireplace today. It was very nice to see.
I mean, it's like... I know you got a fun little time lapse from today from your nice view.
I did. It was my phone, though, and it does a terrible job at
that's fine. I would rather see a phone time lapse quickly rather than a time lapse that takes a year for it to come off the camera. So...
You mean? I've never done that before.
Those are just like little squalls. It's not like it was actually snowing here. See, look, the sun's even shining.
It stays by the mountains at least. But when I came home tonight, the roads were getting wet, and there were little white things flowing by my face.
No, they couldn't have ran. It was in the 40s. Those couldn't have been snowflakes.
Pi's been in denial for weeks. Tell him you all that it is fall. It is not. It is no longer
it's still
summer.
The fall solstice hasn't even hit us yet.
Hey, winter is skiing. You love to ski?
Yeah, when my knees are in good shape.
Winter.
Anyway, let's see. So what's happening up in South Dakota?
Yeah, speaking of snow, we can cover this real fast because this is going to be normal in South Dakota's. Normal South Dakota weather real soon, but they
was on the 12th.
First blizzard of oh yes, I sent you that. These are my favorite days. I'm like, look how colorful the United States are. It's so pretty. These are warnings.
Tornado watches, splitters are warnings. What is this? Flash flood watch? What's green?
There's no blizzard warnings there. The pink is winter storm warnings.
Okay, winter's.
Well, maybe up in the mountains. There's red
flag warning down there in Colorado.
Red flag warning. The brown is high wind warning. So Pi pointed this out. He kept saying there's tornado warnings in eastern Colorado. I said, no, there's not. Yes, there is. No, there's not. And just in northeastern Colorado there. But apparently the high wind warning overtook the tornado watch is what this is, not tornado warnings. Or other warnings in there. I don't think the warnings were issued yet, but So as soon as it was more intimate to tell semi-trucks there's high winds than it was that a tornado could be coming later this afternoon. All right, so you're jumping ahead to South Dakota where all those pinks.
Yep.
Or no, this is Wyoming.
Yeah, this is Wyoming. So with all of those, that pink, that can't be from yesterday. Sheesh.
I know. This is a farm. He's like
Wyoming life. What YouTube channel is this?
Yeah,
I gotta see this. Is this a farming YouTube channel? Yeah, I love how many farming farms are starting their own YouTube channels out there. Jeez, like
they get
vlogs and
coming up.
Yeah, they get some of the best weather on their vlogs. So yeah, he measures it near the end of the video, and it's about 11 inches of snow. That's impressive. Now, if that's coming towards us, we could have snow tomorrow, Pi.
No, we ain't getting snow.
Go swimming. That looks like fun. Go jump in.
Sure. Right.
All right, 8:30. We should bid everyone good night.
No, wait. We gotta see. Let me take a look at my subscription feed here, and let's see if there's any photos or videos from. I try to follow as many storm chasing YouTube channels. There's the Graceville tornado. Let's see if anyone else got one. Graceville again. The tornado tailgate.
Final look.
That's an awesome
final look of the tornadoes from the week.
Here's one of Max. I think his name Max Olson, is that his last name? Looks like he caught one of the Clinton, Oklahoma tornado just there outlined. Let me zoom in a little bit so we can see that. So the Mustang. There's the Mustang tornado that was hit just before it went and hit Oklahoma City.
See poor blue tarps over houses like that. Makes me wonder, should we go buy blue tarps?
Man, so the Mustang tornado up here, that went like pretty much into the metropolitan area. And let's see, again, the Clinton tornado. A lot of chasers got Clinton. There's a Sharon Springs one again.
Ooh.
And
yeah, that's a pretty one.
Let's look at let's see, anything else. Any other? Cooperton, Oklahoma. Oh, where's Cooperton, Oklahoma? 1 second, everyone. Gotta look this up. Cooperton, Oklahoma.
I was like, in other words, Pi will be quite entertained for a while with all these different tornadoes he can look up for the next few days.
Yeah, Cooperton, Oklahoma. Was this it? This may have been on the 10th. So, Cooperton. Okay, yeah, so that may have been this tornado. Cooperton, Oklahoma. So it looks like he got this. Severe Studios, some damage right after. Let's see. The Greenville tornado. Yep, I was showing you guys that. And again, yeah, that's again the Greenville tornado as well. Winona, Illinois. I think that's pretty close to Cooperton. So some drone footage from Anadarko, Oklahoma tornado.
Was Illinois just yesterday, or was Illinois
was Monday.
Monday.
Yeah. Okay. Some
I
flooding.
knew that. Like the first system came through Sunday.
All right.
Which you missed, Pi, and then they moved.
I love you, Vince, but
they moved.
Yes.
They moved 30. Well, I was talking about how the first storms came through on Sunday, and you missed that chase. So then they moved further east. They jumped from like Oklahoma all the way to Illinois, and then they were Minnesota, and it's like we had to wait for the next round of tornadoes to come through to be close enough to us.
Maybe. I'm not sure about that. Ooh, the Peyton. Yeah, we had a little fire here near Peyton, not too far away in.
We not talk about that. Like, I forgot about that. I had a close friend.
Big fire.
I had a close family friend. They were 4-Hers of ours who were evacuated for 2 days. And that's where I teach my dog training classes, is at their barn. So it got a little close to home. It burned about 21 acres in Peyton.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't compare to the Black Forest fire that we had.
Right? But when you know people personally impacted. Plus, they have goats and horses and dogs, and they have to load everybody up and evacuate them out to the fairgrounds. Like, it's a full, long 2 or 3 days. So, and that family, unfortunately, lost the dog soon after that.
Yeah.
Just from old age. But, yeah, it's been an interesting week.
Yeah,
that is for
definitely.
Sure.
Was there's so much to talk about this week. So, anyway, so I am thinking that it's time to really start getting into a habit of editing storm chasing videos. So if you guys want to post in the chat or the comment, like, would you be all right with us just doing this live stream every other week? So that way I can have a little bit more time, because today pretty much I spent like all afternoon prepping for this one. So
you've got time to edit videos.
I do. I mean, I also have a part-time job, so
you've got time.
Man,
I could turn the TV off for a while. Then we could both get stuff done in here. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh man, it's YouTube. That's my problem. Like I love YouTube.
know.
You know, you can see up there that up in the chat that I've got YouTube Premium. That's how much YouTube I watch, and so.
Oh boy.
All right. Well.
All right.
Yeah. I think that will about do it for us. Now that we're at an hour and a half into it, there was a lot to talk about. So yeah, I think what we'll do is do it every other week for now. And unless there's a big event like this, then we'll cover it like in the week like that. And
the natives are getting restless behind me. I have a room full of 3 canines, and their tails are starting to flap.
Yeah. Lucasl says, should bring on guests. I would love to. Let's see, once I get into the habit of posting storm chasing videos again, because that would involve even more prep work. But that would be great. But eventually, I would love to occasionally. So, but yeah, because I gotta get to posting videos, because I think right now, if I post a video every other week, then I would have time to get all of my videos done until March, maybe April. We'll see. But
sorry, yeah. I'm muting the moaning behind me. Mm-hmm. I think we better sign off.
Yes, it has been a while. So anyway, I'll see if I can get some chapter markers written in the chat, which are in the description, so that way you guys can skip ahead to what you want. Of course, you've all already seen it, so what does it matter? But anyway. All right, and hopefully I've also been meaning to make maybe an intro and finally some logos, or even a channel logo. That's been needed for who knows how long.
That'd be fun.
All right, thanks so much. Thanks, Lucas, for sharing your video with us, and because that was something. But like, do not do what he did. That's a mistake right there. He got some incredible footage from it, but you do not want to get in his shoes. We do not need more storm chasers.
And I did briefly look it up. There were severe storms going through Melbourne, Victoria, in the last couple hours too. So we'll have to watch for those. And next SkyPi talk about if there are any tornadoes.
Oh yeah. Come to think of it, there is there's a 5% coming up here in a few days. So yeah, so out in the eastern country. So we got some in western Tennessee, and in our faces are kind of blocking it. Let's zoom out. And up in Ohio. Oh, that means our brother's family is going to be smack dab in the head of that.
He may be calling you at midnight again.
Like,
what do I do? Pie. Wake up.
Columbus only has a 1 in 20 of getting a tornado. I mean, at this point, so we'll see if that goes up. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I am starving, so I'm going to go grab some dinner. So
yeah, what are you not eating dinner for, silly goose?
I'm really hungry. I need to find something for dinner. I'm not sure I have anything.
Hot dogs? Brats?
Oh, I do have brats. Sweet. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Until next time. See ya. Hopefully it ends soon. Hopefully I hit the end button.